Then move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. If you want some, try and be morally right or whatever. And I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent, unless you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council. When I'm out of school, I'm just gonna go. Be out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just gonna come to one. I don't care.
Hey, hello.
Good morning, family. How y'all doing? Man, I think I might have said something before. Oh, we good? Yeah. So we were just talking about, and I remember this even saying it on, might have to have Trevor edit that part out. Oh, no, yeah, it was in our introduction. Talking about I said when I was going to council, and man, I'm not going to spend 4 hours of wasting my life down there listening to that insanity, bro. Not doing it.
Facts.
Good morning, family. How y'all doing? All right. Look, for real. There's a book. It's 106 pages. It's by James Baldwin called The Fire Next Time. He wrote this book in 1963. And I've had it sitting on my shelf for several years. You know, the way I do stuff is if it spiritually calls me, pick me up. And if it tells me to pick it up, that means I need to read it. Read this book. Here's a man who is an author. I hope I'm holding up so y'all can see it, right? Who's an author. And I had an older copy of it, and I don't know what happened to it. I think somebody used sticky tape on their fingers and it's gone. But I got it again. But what's in here and what's in the older copy is the same, right? If you have this book, read it. If you don't have this book, get it. I know I didn't add this to our Black Watch reading book list. And I am going to say this. Let me apologize for not starting our book club when I said we were going to start it. Give me a little bit of time. You know, let me get some other things taken care of for my family. You know, because I just had a family member transition. You know, passed away, and I had this service last week. Okay. And I'm going to try to start in February, if my spirit allows me to, and definitely March, because that's, of course, Women's History Month. But get this book. He talks about a myriad of things that are not only in our community as Africans in America, a captive audience, but also he speaks to white America too. This is in 1963. Okay. That is 62 years ago. And it rings true today. Everything that he says rings exactly true today as it did in 63. This is a must have in your library. That's number one. Number two, we can't all of this stuff that these clowns are doing out here in the world that are talking about we taking down monuments to black people. Our history, listen, there's a phrase, this is a proverb, an African proverb that says, though I wasn't born in Africa, Africa's in me. We are the sum total of all the experiences that happened before us, happened during our lifetime, and will happen in the continuation of our life. When people say, oh, I ain't like my ancestors, no, the fuck you not, because you're not willing to stand up for shit. Now, I understand the context in which you're talking about. You're not going to attack me without me doing something back. You know, we see a lot of them. And if y'all watch Godfrey, the comic, he shows a lot of those videos on his pages where he talks about where white people attack black people and black people jump on them. The thing that happened down in, was it Montgomery, with the on the dock where they, these brothers and sisters, beat these white folks up with these chairs because they wanted to be this way instead of working together. I sent you that clip about the one young white lady, the red hair white girl. Did I send that to you this morning?
Let me look for it right now.
Yeah, I think I sent to you on your messenger. We don't have any sound. Somebody says no sound.
Hold on, let me figure it out.
Oh man, I've been doing all that talking and y'all missed all that good stuff.
Hold on, there's no sound. Don't make sure. I could have swore it was something.
So I ain't going nowhere.
Can y'all hear us?
Can you? Yeah.
Let me see something. Nice sound on here.
Oh, okay.
You might have to go back in. I ain't going nowhere. Thank y'all for tapping on this lovely.
Oh, I can't hear now. Okay, thank you. Oh, she was on. They was on the phone. Okay.
Oh, my
good.
bad. My bad. My bad.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So, and what this lady says is that in order for there to be change, white folks have to sacrifice too. The issue is we got a couple different issues going on here. Number one, it's always, I'm going to act like I'm civilized, but I'm really, really savage, right? I'm the savage. You come over to this country, and this is even in Christopher Columbus's logs, where he says these people are nice when he was talking about the Taino. Yeah. Where these people are nice and they served us food and he kidnapped women and children and took them back as slaves, and then came over and decimated a population with diseases. Same thing with what happened to the Native American. You got 100 million people on this land. That they're probably less than 100,000 now. Where you use whatever method necessary, whether you outright slaughter them, Trail of Tears, 1,000-mile walk, where you move them because this land is better to grow things on than this other land. So you move them off their land to move them somewhere else. The slaughter of the buffalo so you can starve them to death. And then you want to turn around and impose what your savagery on somebody else like they're savages. There's an actor, his name is, I think, Wendell Craig. He lives in New Orleans. He was on an interview and he said, you complain about the violence in our community, but we learn violence from the best.
this together for you. See what you saying.
It's coming off.
I'm gonna get it. I was just making sure with no music on me.
Oh,
You know.
oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. That was very profound for him to say on a national platform for all of the people to hear that if we're violent, right? And even the stuff that we have happen, yeah, that's the one. The stuff that we have happen inside our community happens because we've internalized so much other stuff over years that we taken out on each other. I call it homicidal suicide. That's even when you have people that are willing to go and it's not necessarily challenging the police because the police are wrong. It's challenging the police because the police are wrong. Right? So you have a man in Cincinnati who's going to go to, Cincinnati? Yeah. Who's in jail because they showed his son being shot and killed in the back by a police officer. And then when he exacts some revenge for his son out of duress, they showed him his son getting killed. And then they brought him down there so he could watch the video.
I mean, but look, once again, you trying to rationalize, and I know people don't. I'm gonna probably get in. Is it getting in trouble for telling the truth?
No, it's never getting. It's only because people don't want to hear the truth and they soft and weak as hell.
Yeah, I think where we at right
now. Not our
now,
group though. Our group's straight.
I think where we at. And good morning, beautiful people. And what's up, H. Brad? Good morning, everybody that's in here. If I didn't name you, I'm sorry, but good morning and thank y'all for tapping in. We trying to rationalize with people that y'all forget slavery.
Yeah, but see, they want to be absolved for all the horrors that they caused to other people.
Right. I'm just saying, I'm just saying because it's like, because I was looking at it, I was watching. Like I said, I'm on X now, formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, I might have to start that again.
Yes, so I'm on there, and you getting to see it, and it's like it's crazy. Some of the stuff that, cause I've been sharing it to my page, like fires, and I get it because it was an individual who was just saying this. Yesterday they was like, why is people mad when Obama was deporting? Because it's Trump doing the deportation. And I'm like, and this is from the Republican side. This is how they feel. It wasn't a big issue when Obama was doing it. Remember, Obama was named Deporter in Chief. Right. That was one of his nicknames, Deporter in Chief. Remember, people forget they had kids in cages doing his deportation.
Right.
But then they said when I'm like I said, I'm reading it. Then when they said they let Biden got in office, he brought in 20 million illegals, allegedly.
So the thing about this country is this country's a bunch of fucking liars.
Right.
This country's a group of liars. They lie. They lie about what they teach us in the history class, in our social studies history courses. Mm-hmm. You can't bring in other information. And this is what I used to get in trouble for in school, right? After watching Roots and then starting a deep dive, and I was like 11 or 12 at that time, starting a real deep dive in our history, I would get in trouble because I'd be argumentative with the teachers who were teaching social studies or teaching history. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Because you're only talking about one part. You're only talking about one thing, that because this is what you're doing, this is your propaganda. It's the same stuff that they sell all over the world. Mm-hmm. And so when you challenge the propaganda and you challenge the ideals, then it's a problem because you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to sit there and challenge the American ideals. How many people still know the propaganda that we have to say every morning for damn near? Now you don't have to stand, but if you go to a sporting event, take your hats off, gentlemen, and stand. Mm-hmm. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That's the first thing. Even listen to my daughter when she got sworn in to go to the military. You got to say that.
Facts.
You got to defend. You're supposed to defend this country that won't defend you. We saw that with people in the 50s, 60s, in every single war.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this is terrible. I do believe that this country is on the brink of a civil war.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, and it's not just attacking using ICE to attack people. I mean, we had martial law when we had a water crisis. They didn't say we here to help y'all fix the water. We're patrolling the streets to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, so,
and then what did they end up doing? Delivering water, but they were armed.
Because it's an intimidation factor, because they know the people can be restless.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to come in and show you, like, if you get out of hand, what you think when they sent the National Guard to D.C. was?
Man, not only that, it was we're looking for somebody to get to pop up so we can shoot.
Yeah, and that's what even though I'm not saying the National Guard, what they went and did, but look how the police, when they was going in, to how they was treating the residents. And I think that's what people don't get, because what it is, the well-to-do communities don't be the ones they attack.
No, because if we'll go back to 1967 in Detroit. 1967 riots. National Guard come out. Y'all can be mad and angry, but you're going to tear up only where you live at. And if you go down to certain parts of Detroit right now, those buildings still stand. That's 58 years later.
Right.
Those buildings still stand.
Right.
As a reminder that this is what you did, and we're not going to let you forget. Now, here's the thing. Here's the oxymoron. You can't tell white people, white America, that you did this thing to Native Americans. You did this thing to African people that you dragged into America. You can't did this. You bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Mm-hmm. You can't tell them that they did these things that are historical record. But their complaint is, well, that wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. But yet, the criminality or the fact that you still continue to perpetuate this propaganda and this idea over every person of color that you're afraid of for no reason, because the only thing, once again, we say this have said this over and over and over again. The only thing we really want is we want an opportunity to have equal opportunity. We don't want revenge. We never asked for revenge. We never said we wanted the revenge. We only want to have equal opportunity to have the same life that your children have. That's all. We don't say, well, you know what? We're going to lynch your kids, or we're going to shoot your children, or we're going to put your children in jail. We don't do that.
Well, you have to look at it from this standpoint. They had to make laws for them to be civilized to us. Just think about it. They had to put laws to make them civilized. Just go back and think. And I don't think this would, because I'm looking at it how people is mad, but just think about it. When Jack Johnson won the heavyweight championship, blacks got lynched. They had to do anti-lynching laws.
Right. Which they still don't hold up to this day.
No, because you just saw people still getting hung.
Right.
You just had just think about it. And I would listen, to even go through this. You just saw a brother got hung down in Mississippi.
And last year.
Yes.
This is not
Oregon's
1930.
missing.
This is not 1900s.
Yeah, Oregon's missing. Yeah. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I feel the pain that people is going through. But hot damn it, when we was telling y'all this, y'all wasn't listening to our cries.
No, they didn't care. You know why?
Yeah.
Because you all are considered to be savages. And we white America brought you here. And there's some dumbass black people that believe this too. And they ignorant as hell because they don't know shit. Right, your morning cup of bro is strong this morning, folks. I was trying to hold on, but it ain't happening.
You want me to play this video for you?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. We got to. Now I want y'all to listen to this.
For sure. Hold on. Let me sing it. Let's together.
The cost. So you can't be a good white person and put your body in between them trying to kidnap a brown person or harm a black person. When you do that, you lose your proximity to whiteness and you lose the benefits that come along with it. That's the cost. We're all acting so shocked that they murdered a white woman. Well, see, she wasn't a good white. She was out there advocating for brown people, so she lost her proximity to whiteness. This is the work of dismantling white supremacy. This is what it's going to cost. It's time for some radical acceptance. Because they've been out there killing black and brown people for hundreds of years. And people who looked like me were having picnics under black bodies as they blew in the breeze after they'd been lynched. And then 6 years ago, when they kneeled on George Floyd's neck, we all put a black picture in our Instagram, acting as if that were enough. In order to dismantle white supremacy, we have to be willing to lose the benefits of whiteness. Means they kill us too. That's what that means. And it's time for some radical acceptance about that, guys. That's what it's going to take to dismantle white supremacy, is losing the benefits of the system. So we can't be so shocked as white people continue to die. Because we weren't this shocked when black and brown people were dying. Because we expected it. Not because we weren't grieving, but we expected it, right? You should expect it. We have to lose the benefits of the system if we want to tear the system down. White supremacy has been killing black and brown folks. And it's not going to go down without a fight. So if you lose your proximity to white supremacy and whiteness, you will lose the safety that goes along with it.
You back live. Family, okay. My bad. I had to play so many.
No, it's okay. So this is a white woman, and I don't know where she's from. And somebody sent that to me this morning, like early. Okay. Okay, so there's Miss Denise's cousin. So there you go. That's it. Because it's about, but see, here's the other, we have to remember this. This is a capitalist system. In the capitalist system, that means somebody has to be in a position to be capitalized off of. Let me say that once again for the folks in the back who didn't hear me. This is a capitalist system. That means you have to create a group of have and have-nots. And in this system, if you create a group of have and have-nots, you create an elitist group, and you create a group of people that are not elitist, and they get to be used. This system does that. So you don't get Rockefellers and DuPonts and Fords and all this other stuff without creating a group of people below you that you can use. And that young lady is absolutely right. She's one of the few people that have said anything that I've seen, and there are probably many more. So let me say that real quick. I'm not saying that I know all of the people that are saying anything or whatever, or because the white woman that died in the car was defending black people. George Floyd did not have to die. You had a bunch of fucking people on their telephones watching what was happening, when instead of pulling the cop off or whatever, even though he had two other people watching his back, there's more than enough people there that could have stopped that from happening.
I mean, even with Eric Gardner.
All of these people that said, so you watch the lynching take place.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then you want to put a black picture up instead of stopping the lynching from taking place in the first place.
Just think about the Sandra Bland situation. You get arrested, but somehow you unalive while you in police custody.
While you're in police custody for what? A traffic stop?
Yeah.
A former military person too.
Yeah. But see, ain't nobody saying nothing about that.
Right.
This stuff been going on.
No, she was begging for them to stop, but nobody actually physically, and there were enough people. Nobody actually physically decided that they were going to at least pull him up. Arrest him is one thing. Put your knee in his neck to kill him, and then you go to jail and they want to exonerate him though.
No, but just think about it like this. You know why citizens was just sitting around taking pictures and recording? Because they know if you get in, This is a prime example, family. We as blacks know if we get in police business, you can lose your life, or a case will be threw up on you. This is the type. This is when the police is getting out of order. You really can't take the chance because, as you've seen, just think about the Lawsons when they was down there with a permit to cook on Saginaw Street.
Saginaw Street.
How them police came up, sprayed stuff, and came right out. Oh, I feel threatened.
And that's always the excuse that they're going to use. And it's always going to be backed up by the system, because the system is a capitalist system made to make sure that you maintain a have and have not. That you the original police was a slave patrol. This is no different. Yeah. They don't treat us any differently. Mm-mm. So if you were talking about we're gonna march and there's a police president.
Yeah.
Why? You mean tell me you can't, if you and I stand on the corner, those loitering laws that were put back in the 1900s, they still apply. Yeah. That's where you have the little sign, no loitering.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about this group. They were talking about black folks. Why? Because y'all might plan to do something. Yeah. What did D.L. Hughley say? This is pretty profound. This is the most dangerous place for black people to live is in the minds of white folks. Because you're not going to ever look at us as human beings. And we're the first humanity on the planet. And because things go in cycles and downfalls, that's the only reason why you have power. Because Egypt don't fall and become Egypt. It still stays Kemet. If eventually the Hyksos don't go in and intermarry with the pharaohs and start to gain power because the power comes through the daughter. And I'm going to give y'all a little tip, women. Y'all better start to understand that, okay? Y'all better understand that. And I'm not talking about using and being in the power and being psychotic with it.
Nah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you hitting on some stuff. But see, like, it goes back to, and like I said, I don't want to get flagged. I could bring up when Minister Farrakhan was on Donahue.
Mm-hmm.
I could bring, like I said, it was a bunch of people that was on Donahue. People might don't look. That's why I keep referring back to referring back to Pat Buchanan. It's not that I'm trying to be just on some stuff. Go read the book where Pat Buchanan said "Death to the West" when he said America would be a predominantly.
And that, at the end of the day, is the greatest issue. As you're talking about, I don't want this to happen to me.
Right. Why you think when you hearing them come out, this is where when you hear, and that's why I say even with Trump, when he coming out, black people jobs. What are black people jobs?
See, so he can say any number of racist, overtly racist things. Right. They're not covertly racist. He just, whatever the hell come out of his mouth, he gonna say. And here's my thing. We had that woman come here who's supposed to have killed as a senator, a congressperson, or whoever she was. What the fuck is taking y'all so damn long in order for you all to get this motherfucker out of office? But if it had been a black man saying that same type of shit and acting that same way, first 30 days, his ass would have been out of there.
But see, because we want to cover up certain things that's being said. That's like MTG. Everybody praising her now. Praising her now. But they just forgot 2 years ago she was going along with this madness.
Right. Because she was getting a benefit from it.
Yeah, she was going along with all this madness. See, that's the type of stuff they don't really want to have them conversations. Right. That's why when you see like that, you're not going to see on mainstream media. That what you just saw that young lady talking, you don't see it on MSNBC, on Channel 12, no. They're not gonna tell the truth on that. But the thing we've been saying, we've been hollering to be treated right. Like people don't understand. They had the right in the Constitution. Do you know it was illegal here for a black man and woman not being able to read? Just think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Just think about that. So we acting like we're not dealing with the offsprings or the mind state of people who thought like that.
Yeah, no, it never goes nowhere. How the hell do you have the owner of the Dallas Cowboys who showed how much he hated integration in the early 60s, integrating a school in the 60s. And you think that mindset has changed over the course of the years? No different than what's the dude Sterling?
Donald Sterling.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, well, I'm the one that makes sure that they eat.
But was he lying or was it
No,
truth
he's
in
telling
that?
the truth. He's telling the truth. And that's the difference between the mindset of the players now and the mindset of the players back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Right? You had a coalition who supported our league. Lou Alcindor, Jim Brown,
Rosie
Bill
Greer.
Russell, Rosie Greer. Yeah, all of these people that supported Ali in this position.
Right.
You don't have it anymore because what did they say? Shut up and dribble. Shut up and catch the ball. I pay for you.
But was that done on purposely?
Hell yeah, it was done on purpose.
Because just think about it. When you see all the stuff going on with the NBA, don't you know that the players could have been and shut down the owners, but what you have some who ain't gonna go with it.
Right.
Because they understand. When you seen Donald Sterling told some truth that probably 99 other the owners believed in that.
99, all of them.
Yeah, go along with that. But we don't. The Dreamer, good morning. Thank y'all for tapping in. See, but we don't see that. We think because Jerry Jones, he did good because he done made blacks millionaires.
Doing what? Playing plantation fucking basketball?
Yeah,
in an arena?
Yeah, being an entertainer.
You're being entertainers.
Yeah, you are entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what? And the other part about that is what? And they showed this with Michael Jordan. Yeah. He might have done some stuff, but you better not say nothing about nothing.
Yeah. He can't. Magic. All of them.
We own you.
Look, all the black millionaires and billionaires you think we got. Don't you know they can open up stuff up?
Yeah, why would they do that?
Yeah, facts, Dreamer. Blacks have made Jerry a billionaire. Facts. Right. But they don't see that, though.
I ain't seen.
Oh, right. I'll put it up here for you. I'll put it right here. It said the Dreamer said blacks have made Jerry a billionaire.
But blacks have made this country billionaires.
Right. And they feel because we can pick a chosen few.
Well, that goes back to Tuesday's conversations.
Yeah.
Okay. You pick a few people.
Yeah.
You pick a few people that you let through. And at that particular point in time, you let them through. And then for them, they'll sit there and wave a flag, say, look, I did it. Because you're allowing them to be the puppets.
Yeah. No, that's just like family. And I don't want to get off into it, but I saw the mayor. I saw our mayor. I think he was at some convention with other mayors, and I was like, wow. Let me go find the picture. I seen it. It blew my mind, family. I don't want to be petty, and I do got this. I got what you sent me. I got in showing about the nurse that got took out over there in Minnesota.
Right.
This nurse, but this is the type of people we dealing with. See,
right.
We acting like we dealing with people who who don't mind. They will knock your ass down. Who we dealing with if you play their game.
Right.
If you get in their business. We acting like we don't. This is what blows my mind.
But see, here's the other part about that, right? Now let's look at it this way. Even though people have lost their life, the nurse, the young man as a nurse, and the young lady that was a mom, and her husband served in the military,
right.
And he since passed. Now they have a son that don't have mother and father. At least there was somebody who stepped up and said something. At least, like with George Floyd, nobody stepped up and said nothing. They just let him die and took video of it and made, we're sorry. You shouldn't do that. Get off of him. But you didn't pull the police off. You will have all of those people there and 3 police officers. Now, somebody may lose their life. But that's what revolution is, though, right?
Is they gonna let you do that? That's the thing.
But okay, so if you rush the police to get them off of him, how many shots can they fire? They don't got time to empty a clip if you go ahead on and do it.
But look what you might win that second. But they coming back with reinforcements. What they gonna come back with and what they put on other people is downright diabolical.
Absolutely, because it's about maintaining order.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. The way they will come back and down other people. Do you really want? You know what I'm saying? Do you really want to put this? That's why I be saying people have to be, you know, in my humble opinion, the best I can say it. Like, you have to be careful when you see all these other groups doing something, because you can get other people knocked off that ain't got nothing to do with what you doing. Like when you be joining other fights, that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Well, and see, here, that's the other part about that is what folks want us to do.
Yeah.
They never ever joined in our fight. They never say, hey, look, give rights and freedom to black folks when they got out the plantation.
Yeah.
And now what other folks and other groups want to do, hey, where y'all at? And when we saying, hey, look, you never help us, you never support us.
Facts.
And we backing off. Now they want to have a problem. Well, where you been? Where you been? No.
Facts.
The other thing that they do is they always find something happened to George Floyd. Well, he was a criminal. How? Where's this? But you ain't even got his back. Or even the boy that they killed in Cincinnati. He supposedly broke into cars. So I mean, you got to shoot him in the back instead of saying, you know what? We'll just find. We got pictures of him. We'll just find his address and pick his ass up.
But I mean, the way they went about it, that's what is crazy. It's the way they went about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter to them.
Right. It don't care how they kill it. Just think about Tamir Rice. Pull it up. Didn't even give him the benefit of the doubt.
Man, this out a 12-year-old, like you couldn't tell this is a boy. Like you couldn't pull up and do a quick observation. Hey, man.
Yeah.
That's the reason why my ass could never be a police officer or National Guard or none of that shit. Because I was in D.C. when I saw the National Guard. That's when I met Sister Yogi and Sister Anna, right? And I literally, with my dumb ass, walked up to a National Guard. Hey, man, how you doing? You good? And they didn't. I said, and I told them they didn't want to engage in the conversation. I understood that. I said, but listen, though, bro, you know how much easier you make your job,
right?
If you engage in conversation with people, and people would feel that your presence is not a threat. So I go into the store, and then inside the store they got armed security. Mm-hmm. Hey, big bro, what's going on? Hey, man, can you tell me where the basket's at? The basket's right over here, bro. Okay. And we'll come out, we start engaging in the conversation. You know that people would be like, oh, okay, well, that police officer is pretty cool, or that security officer is pretty. No, I'm talking about heavily armed security officer.
But you know what the problem is? Look where they took it to, and look how they act.
Right.
They do not act like that when they go off to the predominantly white neighborhoods.
Oh,
let me tell you something, because you see how they was talking about. Because I look at it, believe me. And I love to hear from the different white perspective, even with us, because we just saw it's a cultural difference on how we see this thing called America.
Right, definitely,
definitely.
And if people don't understand that, you're a damn fool. You're colorblind. This is not a melting pot.
Right, and they lying, because you see how they was bitching about DC.
Right.
They was talking about look how bad DC was, but why y'all ain't bring none of these people out when we go through these sundown towns and we get messed up?
Listen,
why it ain't an issue then?
I wanted to go get a toolbox from Howell, 33 minutes from here. Mm-hmm. That toolbox gonna stay there. I'm not going to get that toolbox.
Right.
I don't care. Why? Because I know what the town is. I don't care nothing about none of that.
Right.
I'm going to say this again. My daddy come home in 1946 from World War II.
Right.
Down from Tuskegee, Alabama. Mm. He go to the Capitol and have a drink with him and his army buddies. They threw him out. I'm never setting foot in the Capitol.
Now, you can just look at it was a time you couldn't go past Hamilton Street.
Right.
Did people forget you used to have a car? I remember it was a lady that came down to city council and spoke on that.
Right.
People keep forgetting it was what is the reason it was called white flight.
Right. Well, white flight was a mere fact that I didn't want to be in the proximity of black folks.
And that wasn't just in Flint.
No, that was everywhere.
Yeah.
Listen, After the new governor or mayor of New York, 800,000 people left New York City. And they weren't black folks.
Yeah. So
They
been
got
trying to
what
get
is
away.
he? Islamic? He's from
Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 800,000 people walked away from jobs, homes, whatever, because they didn't want this mayor there. Now, not that these people can really do anything because business runs the government. Let's be real clear. But 800,000 people left.
But how, and what type of mind state is that? Oh, we don't want socialists here. This is what I want. What is the big thing about? Like, 'cause don't get me twisted. I hear him say this is a socialist country. What do you think Social Security is?
Go ahead, but somebody else controls that pool.
But I'm saying, but when you hear him say, I think, because I was looking here, I seen the fella saying we letting globalists like they tricking us. No, both sides, because like you've been saying. Republican, Democrat, same.
It says stay the same.
From the left and the right wing of a bird. Right. The same.
And the only difference between the one is compared to the other, really, is that your Republicans will tell black folks we're gonna kick you in the ass.
Yeah.
And Democrats will tell you, look at the boot. You may not see this boot coming, but I'm not gonna kick you in the ass as hard.
Yeah.
Republicans attack the economic opportunities for black people. And Democrats will give you some social stuff, but really still going to attack you anyway economically. So why do we participate in this shit?
It's just like when you saw Trump say, "Oh, really? The civil rights hurt white people."
He's a fucking ignorant motherfucker, bro.
But he telling you how he feels.
That's right.
But he's speaking to his base.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what people don't want to admit.
So fucking ignorant for him to say.
But you know what? But you know what people want to say? Oh, no, this is who he is. I think what it is, in my humble opinion, that you get people don't want to admit what it really is. That's just like with this thing. They don't want to
love racism and white supremacy.
Yeah.
He's the voice of it. And if they really wanted to get rid of him, they would have done it within the first 30 to 90 days. Here we go into almost a year, and they haven't made any moves because you're making too much money out of it in one way, shape, or form. Just like now they want to start talking about, well, we have an alternative to chlorine bleach. You had an alternative to chlorine bleach since the 30s, and a black man invented that.
They know what they do. That's what is so crazy. It's like you see what they doing. But see, to me, I think like the Republicans is in their mind. I know the Democrats got to know this. I'm trying to get them the benefit of the doubt.
Nope, you can't, because it's the other side of the bird. Yeah.
But y'all had to have rules set up.
Who's the one in power though?
Yeah.
What did Lyndon Johnson say in 1965?
Yeah.
We have effectively handed over the power to the Dixie Southern Democrats.
Facts.
But he was a racist motherfucker too.
But they forget that. That's where I'll be looking at it. When you go to your presidents, they be acting like, well, they just be one. I don't know what it is. Look, if you is, I'd rather know who you is. To me,
no, they can't do that.
No, but see,
because then you can point it out. Yeah, but you can say, hey, I know that if you driving around here, if I drive my car and it's got a red, black, and green flag on the license plate, you know who I am.
Yeah, no, it's just showing you who they are. They don't listen. You'll hear people say, well, they saying death to America. Why you think they saying it?
That's because America is always willing to impose this imperial bullshit on every other country. No different than what England did. It's the same thing.
Yeah, they fought. Why did they get mad? Why did America want to break away from England?
Because you were taxing me.
And how they felt they was being treated.
Right, because you're telling me I got to send taxes over there to you, and I don't get a chance to vote on anything over there. So we're going to fight. But we don't even understand that history because they use they dressed up in native garb to raid the boat for the Boston Tea Party. And then so what did the British do? They chased the natives who had nothing to do with that. And then the colonists attacked them on the other side as they were chasing the natives.
Why you think you can hear when they say, oh, Trump doing this? I forgot we going the Monroe Doctrine. Now just listen to what he going. They already going.
That was in the 1800s.
See what I'm saying? Oh, we protect. went over there, took somebody out of their country, came over here. But this is what throw me off with people. You can have a person say, well, they said this right here. So you believe everything America say. That's where I get fed. That's why I get fed up with certain people, because they believe everything America. Like, you got people.
You're a good patriot that way.
You got people who really think people allegedly got on the plane, flew it into the World Trade Centers, and people who didn't know how to fly. Did you think about it, how they had all this stuff together? They had this whole stories together.
That's a whole nother conspiracy, bro.
I'm just saying, but you know how many people soaked that up?
Yeah, because in 1993, there was supposed to be a whole car, like a cargo van, full of C4, which you can only get through the military. That was set down at the base of Tower 1.
But you know what they're gonna tell you? Oh, America will never do that to their own. When you can
Timothy McVeigh did that in Oklahoma City.
No, but you have American citizens who will sit up here and say they don't. I bet you they had people defending what happened in Philadelphia in 1985 with the move situation.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You had them
black
defending
people for that because you had a black mayor.
Yeah. And they knew what they was doing.
Yeah.
They put him in there directly just for that.
See, dreamer. All right. Okay.
But you'll have people deny that. Oh, they don't pay France. I was just watching the show and it just behooves me how you will have people that be in denial of the stuff that America did and justify it.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
And I hear people when they say, don't call me this, don't say this. No, if you went into another man's backyard and caused hell, that's what you are.
Yeah. And they've always been. Even when George Washington, with his lying ass, the slave-holding liar,
that they love to this day,
said, we should take care of our own internal problems and don't go over and help and intercede in anybody else's issues and situations.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he was out of office, damn near on his deathbed, what was the first thing he'd do? Go over to Poland, go to England, go over to all these other places and get in some people's business that was not theirs. All because you wanted to continue the imperialism of Britain, Great Britain, England.
And answer this question do you think the United States were called insurrectionists, or was they called terrorists to the crown when they wanted to get separated from England?
They might have been called that over in England.
No, I'm just saying, but how you think that's what
they were viewed as?
Yeah, when they looking at
they were viewed as that. But how much money did they send to England?
Right, but I'm saying,
why did we jump in World War I and World War II? Because England got attacked. But you went to go defend your mama.
Yeah, they got to understand that's still their family. At the end of the day, remember, England opened up their jails and let them come over here.
That's right.
They was calling themselves to make England pure. They was getting rid of all their people.
Right.
They forgot some of the scandals George Washington had on him. Crook.
Yeah.
Some terrible things. But yet, you know what they say? Well, that was the time. This is the type of stuff we hear. Do you hear Stephen Miller talk that's in Trump cabinet?
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. He made sure that people he picked around him had the same rhetoric.
But don't know. That's because a lot of people who voted for him got that same rhetoric, but they don't want to be called. See, what the thing is to me, and I'm just going to say it, Trump people want to say the N-word. They want to say
saying it.
They just want to do it behind closed doors.
They say, behind closed doors, it's going down.
And then they want to believe all that rhetoric. That's why when you had the certain individual who came out and they was soaking up everything he was saying, didn't see none of that was racist rhetoric. Then they get people like Candace Owens. Oh, well, Candace Owens. Now that Candace Owens back, she not agreeing with their stuff that they were saying. Now how they looking at, Candace, something wrong with her. No, when she was dogging black, she was good. See what it is? Whites can't go out there and just dog out blacks how they want to. So they got to go
So they'll pick somebody.
Right. And that's how they get that. Oh, they love a Candace Owens.
Yeah.
They was loving. She was a darling to that community.
Right.
Oh, she's not a darling no more.
But this is what did D.L. Hughley say?
Yeah.
the scariest place for black people to exist is in the minds of white folks.
And why you think every time, why you think they can bring up P. Diddy or a Bill Cosby? They really jerks, but you don't hear nothing about Harvey Weinstein.
But see,
You don't hear
here's
them
the thing.
bring up they people that do it.
No.
See, that's the game.
Not right. But then if that's the case, you have to also talk about the Kennedys and how they both were sleeping with Marilyn Monroe. You also have to talk about old Hollywood that was sleeping with anybody. That's the reason why they got this thing called a casting couch.
Yeah.
It wasn't just I'm sleeping with women. I'm sleeping with men too.
That's why you go saw when old boy Terry Crews got fondled by one of the executives.
I don't understand the reason why he didn't beat his ass.
Because he didn't want to be destroyed. He wanted to keep working.
Don't give a damn.
But see, that's the difference. You got integrity. Why you think people be having when they say, you start hearing people say, oh, I left Hollywood. Oh, I left him out of there. Go pull up the old Bobby Hemmett tapes. I'm not telling you. You hit the Bobby Hemmett.
Yes, sir.
Go put what
he started talking this insanity. That was my guy.
But he was on point.
He was on point for a long time.
About the boule.
Oh, hell yeah.
In Hollywood. And on Hollywood.
Yep.
Like when you see the different fights that the Republicans and that the liberals got, you looking at the far right and the far left.
Right.
Only thing we be, and they love Jason Whitlock.
Man.
Oh, Jason Whitlock, they thinking, because I'm going to say this like this thing would, and I guess we can speak on it because it got a lot to do with our own. When you looking at Corey Holcomb, don't get me wrong. I like the 5150 show with the fires with him and Anton Daniels where it went to with me, but he a comedian. With me, I probably wouldn't bring the kids in because it went too far.
Right.
To me, even though that show he was bringing them on to have a dialogue, we got to know how to dialogue better with each other instead of getting them got you moments.
And see, because that's even with you and I. There's some things I know.
Yeah.
The deeper we get in our brotherhood, we're going to say, I don't agree with that.
Facts.
That's fine.
Facts.
We're supposed to.
Facts.
You have a different level of study than I do. That's the reason why when you start talking about government stuff, I shut my mouth because I don't know. Not like I used to.
Fact.
And you see it differently than I do. So I can speak on it after I do some research and go like, okay, you know what? Oh, okay, I disagree with this. And here's my reasons why. I'm not trying to change your view.
Right.
You live at your address, I live at my address. We have to, you don't live over there where I live at anymore.
But you done forgot way more than I can remember.
See, that part.
Yeah, so you ain't off on the politics. It's just to me, like I'm looking at dreams.
I'm not used to dealing with people though on so much bullshit.
Yeah,
that you just that you're not there to serve people. That's what I'm not used to.
Facts. And look what the dreamer just said. I put it on the screen. Hugh Hefner was allowed to have underage girls at the Playboy Mansion. Lots of celebrities visit the mansion. He was never arrested.
Nope.
See, when you go against, and I see people want to keep acting like they got a building named after the FBI building.
The FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, right?
Do people know how J. Edgar Hoover did King? Just think about this.
Anybody.
They was comparing. They wanted to compare a person that they like to King.
Right.
Just think about it. He's no longer here with his rested soul. But they try, and on top of that, we wasn't the ones.
We can't rest his soul for destroying black people. Fuck him.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but how he got took out, but that was their own people took him out.
Right. But
you
still, that's because they get tired of him. Think he was more powerful than anybody in the government. Yeah, he had stuff on everybody, but the people had stuff on him too. But he had more stuff on everybody else than people had on him.
But look how people try. I remember I was watching Megan McCain. She was talking about on The View. I was watching The View. This was some years ago when, she was praising him, and Whoopi Goldberg said, "No, you need to kind of hold on." But she didn't press it because Whoopi, if she would have pressed it, she would have been off The View. And you know what I'm saying? They was trying to, she was trying to justify it and say, "Well, you gotta." No, in their mind, J. Edgar Hoover, and I'm talking about to white America. To them, they might think he was good, but to the black community, he was a savage.
Man, absolutely. So Miss Cousins, you're absolutely right, because if you want to listen to an even deeper political pundit, look at George Carlin.
Yeah.
George Carlin was and the only issue with Lenny Bruce was he cussed. Lenny Bruce was the first comic that publicly cursed in front of people, and that was it. He didn't really have a real political view,
Right.
but he cussed, and they didn't like it because they figured comedy should be wholesome, like Bob Hope and those types of guys like that. Now, Nina Simone was talking about social conditions. Lenny Bruce didn't talk a whole lot about social conditions, but he cursed a lot, and he smoked cigarettes in front of people. So it has all to do with color. It has all to do with power. Look at what they tried to do with Dave Chappelle. They tried to say he was crazy from walking away from a $50 million contract with Comedy Central in order to get his life together. And he did that, and he comes back, and because now he can command without having anybody to be a intercessor or third party, that he got to come, hey man, I just want to come to your venue and make this, he got his own people to do that, or he does it himself. It has absolutely everything to do with color.
See this right here? This coming from B. Marie, allegedly. Could be true. J. Edgar Hoover went after Billie Holiday for singing Strange Fruit.
Yes. And pressured her enough that she ended up killing herself with a bottle of alcohol.
And people don't think, look at Josh Gibson, look how they did him. See, when you go watch, what was that, the Jackie Robinson story?
Yep.
When you go look at that, see, we want to keep acting like this is not real. Just think about how they treated, you know what I'm saying? If you go watch what Richie said, the owner of the Brooklyn, the Dodgers at that time, when he said reason he fought for, you know how Hollywood make it. Like, because he when he was a young coach, he seen how they did a black boy. They been doing, go watch a Soldier Story. But what is so messed up, they done got us so good that we treat our own people like this now.
Because we've internalized the hatred that's on the outside of us.
Yeah, we done did this to ourselves now. Well, they don't have to do it. They can say no.
But that's the internalization on purpose.
Yeah.
See, this is a social design experiment. This is a social experiment, right?
Right.
So watching, like, even in school as a teacher, understand that our kids are what they are, right? Mm-hmm. But also us being able to go to Africa and have a couple of weeks where I was teaching, also understood how those babies act. You go outside and play for an hour, or it's hot in the building, so they turn the fans on, and they literally have a fan in the ceiling that they turn on. But when you look in the corner, in order to make sure that there's order, and this is part of their culture, is God, mom, dad, teacher. And you're going to respect the teacher. Not ask a question, not saying that they're wrong, and the teacher could be dead ass wrong. But because the level of humanity that they have towards each other, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have the same humanity that we have here, there.
No, I mean,
we don't. Let's be real clear. We don't.
But even though they have been colonized, but look what we have been over here. We are a social experiment.
Yep, we are a social experiment starting in 1865.
Yeah, social.
No. Sorry, let me back that up. It started in 18.
I was gonna say 55.
Oh, no. Because remember, after the Haitian Revolution,
right, they
outlawed bringing in enslaved African people from Africa anymore, because word got to Africa that the Haitians, through South America, that the Haitians defeated the French. So then you have we said law in 1808 that we're no longer bringing any African people anymore, because now you got African people up in arms.
Yeah, and they didn't want that. That's why you got the NRA.
Yep.
See, people don't want to be honest what it was. We had to get guns and how we was being treated. People forget you went over, like I said, I don't want to play the video game because I don't want to hurt no people that's in the military. But you have, why is the black and white dynamic in America is so different?
Because we formerly owned you. We formerly owned you. I don't care whether you're talking about new whites or old whites. We formerly owned you. I remember when there was a time when we walked on the sidewalk and you had to step in the mud or in the street to get off this. That wasn't that long ago.
But see, they act like that ain't, but that's why I said it had to be laws to make y'all make the black and white dynamic to make y'all to be civil. Like they didn't even want us living in better homes.
Right.
This is
So
why
the redlining and all this other stuff, it's just built in the system.
And we act like we overlook it. That's why I said when Eva Worthing was in that ninth ward, and Jonathan won, she got mad because she thought the people in the Regencies was gonna vote.
Yeah. And you ain't never set foot over there.
Only when Sheriff Swanson was throwing something over there, she'd pop up every blue moon. But you know what? But it was blacks in this city that made her feel comfortable where she can go to down in blacks. And I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. See, because we never looked at it when we was up there, even when they was going at Eric Mays, when they would be with Kate Fields and them. Y'all was teaming up with whites going at Eric May.
Right.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Right.
Even when y'all went at when they was going at Dr. Weaver, look who teamed up. Look why it'll be hard for a black mayor to get in here now. You know why? Right. Because they know the blacks are divided. And you keep hearing this, all you got to get is 20% of the black vote. That's why Mayor Neely's still running shots. But who behind him? Who got the money in the city that can fund him?
Business got behind him. Because just like my man over in New York, you're the mayor, but you ain't running nothing. You can make social changes, but you're not going to make business changes because you don't have nobody behind. Business runs it. Same thing here. Business runs it.
And that's why I don't get like why the people, like you said, how many people's leaving New York. Mandani not going to be able to change them, but it just show you how you have so many people stuck in their ways. Why you think you can't get a woman elected president? It ain't because we saying she can't get elected.
Well, because they wasn't gonna have no black woman or another woman run the country. Because you don't continue this white supremacist rhetoric anymore.
And that's why, even though Kamala might would have did the bidding, she wasn't gonna go off the plantation.
Hell
like
no, because
Obama
they already
did.
And Obama didn't go off the plantation either because they got it scripted about what you can and what you cannot do.
Yeah, don't you know he could have got right up in there all the stuff that was been going on. He could have directed his his FBI director, CIA director. They could have bust this stuff up.
Yeah, but why would you do that? Because you can't. So the KKK is still a place that's around. The Panthers dead.
They didn't go after them like how they went after.
And they're never gonna do it. Why? Because this is part of the white American fabric. And I'm sorry, Miss Cousins, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to everybody. This is history. This ain't got nothing to do with one or the other. You may be a different person, just like the young lady we just saw a few minutes ago. But you better understand, sweetheart, that this is all about color. Always has been.
They ain't changing it. That's why you see they so mad. That's why I'm sitting back. Because remember, when they was doing this to blacks, and I'm not saying like the Hispanics, but where was y'all at?
But here's the thing. You're going to attack the black folks. Yeah. What did you do to Hispanic people? You bought all the land west of the Mississippi for $10 million in a war.
Yeah.
And so you don't got to say either. You gave all of that land up. Literally, from the Mississippi over.
Yeah.
That was all purchased by the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
$10 million, and then we beat y'all ass in a little war.
Yeah.
Like the Alamo.
But they know what facts. But my thing is they know what they doing. If the Democrats did this and the Republicans, y'all trying to clean the mess up, but what we saying is don't come snatching us up out of our, come in there grabbing some of us up. That's the problem.
Oh, but they're going to do that. Because eventually you always want to get any and everybody that you can. I'm going to start with this group of people over here. But eventually I'm going to get to y'all too.
Facts.
And we, folks better be prepared.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, get your damn passport. Yeah. Now, I understand the reason why the president of Burkina Faso and the president of Mali say they don't want people over there. Why? Because we fucking sell out.
So how you gonna get your passport?
I'll find somewhere else to go. I got some other families, some other places.
Look,
but they know how I get down anyway.
But you got to look at it why he can feel that way and we feel a certain way about them too. Let's not act like that.
Propaganda.
Yeah, on both sides.
On both sides. Yeah, absolutely.
Because what he might don't know when they let y'all people over here, y'all people have a different take to us being over here. They don't act like we all black. Let's be honest.
Well, now here's the other part about it. What
Let's
did the
be honest,
Honorable
yeah.
Marcus Garvey say back in 1925?
I'm listening.
He said, "You can if you have we take and go back to take over Africa." And now let me say this. Okay, I want to say that after we go back to Africa and the Back to Africa movement, because he too had a meeting with the Black Legion and the Klan, no different than Elijah Muhammad did, and no different than Malcolm did, and a few other people did.
Facts.
Okay, and said, "Well, we want to be separate too." The white folks wanted to be separate for the mere fact that they don't want race mixing.
Right.
Let's be clear.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. I don't care nothing about what nobody's personal your feeling is. I'm talking fact. Okay, I'm talking fact. I don't do no feelings. I'm talking fact. Okay. Now, if they say, well, okay, well, we're gonna take black people, we're gonna go back to Africa, but yet you had somebody inside the UNIA that sold Garvey out for $40.
Facts. That was probably a lot of money back then.
Okay, for $40 over something in the mail, one piece of mail that didn't go out or whatever, something crazy. Ended up putting him in jail. He ends up dying in 1940. But what did he say? That if you're not going to act right in America, you're not going to act right in Africa. I understand Traore and the other president from Mali, I forget his name, my apologies, y'all, saying we don't want American blacks here because you've always sold your organizations out. It happened with the Panthers. It happened with the UNIA. It happened in the Nation of Islam. It happened every single where, every group. There's always going to be a sellout. We see that with these people that you just mentioned, Whitlock, Owens, all of these other, Stephen A. Smith, the same thing.
This is where I go to falling out with him on that. Didn't he pull a coup d'etat to get in power?
Who?
Traore when he took power. Yeah.
Because he saw how the president was dogging the people.
And that's what I'm saying. So even over there, they people were selling out. He just got in. And he at the infant stage of leading his country.
Right.
That's when you put that type of rhetoric out, like I get it, where you saying you shouldn't paint the whole broad statement on saying all of Black Americans.
Right, that's true.
When he paint that whole broad statement, that's why because we looking at the ones who coming from over there, had me thinking like they don't like blacks.
But see, here, this is what I'm gonna say again.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But for me to be able, if I have people on the inside of my country trying to kill me,
right?
But yet, in the history of your country, you've shown that there are people that killed your leaders that were inside their organizations. I don't know if I can trust you here.
Yeah, but I mean, even with that, still go look how they've been trying to bribe his own people.
And they just took the former president out. He allowed the former president that he had in prison under house arrest. But wait a minute, though. I want to be under that type of house arrest, right?
Yeah.
They let him go to Togo. He didn't kill him.
Not because he probably a different leader.
But listen, though, bro. House arrest was you get to eat 3-4 meals a day. Right. They didn't do him like Patrice Lumumba.
Facts.
And the Belgians and the United States.
Facts.
And the other Congo people did him. They didn't do none of that. They just like, man, you just under house arrest, and then when we gonna get a faction of people from the Togo to come get you and take you out. But if you come back or you start some shit, we're gonna execute you.
Yeah, he just got exiled.
Yeah. So literally, and it was like, okay, well, I can go free to my other homeland where my mother's people from. Yep, you can go free. But if we get word
that you coming back,
and you trying to start some stuff, and the brother was like, okay, no problem, I'm out of here.
You still living.
You're still alive. Other leaders didn't get that. They get executed. Gaddafi executed. That was under Obama's watch. Why? Because Gaddafi, through this oil sales, made sure that everybody had universal health care. There were no homeless, and you could go to school for free. up until your first degree. Not only do you get your high school diploma, but you can go to 4-year college and get your degree. And if you went abroad, we'd pay for it. But they're not talking about that.
Why would they when they was labeled him as the mad dog of the East?
But you know why they be labeled the
Yeah.
mad dog of the East?
Yeah.
Because he was talking about the United States of Africa.
Yeah, that's why. Because he was going against what they believe in, and that's what it is. Like, how can we control it? That's why why you think you see so many people like, yeah, Trump. That's why I call him a maverick. Yeah, we got this. He doing this. You know what I'm saying? They think you see. They think that was cool with Trump going over there taking the president out
of Venezuela.
They thought that was cool. Him doing
That's
that. That's
insane. Why in the world would you find it okay for somebody to go to invade another country and take their people, right? And take a president, all because you figure you wanted to.
And let me go deeper with that. For them to say how they been, you know, that he had his regime was this and that. Hell, how is the American government against black people here? How about how this system is? Well, black can still get hung. You call sundown town. See, they don't want to talk about that. They quick to go point. This how he do they people over here. What about Eric Gardner? What about Tamir Rice? So like when people were y'all saying ICE chasing down kids and doing this, it's no different than when the police was chasing down kids before. This is nothing new.
Or in 1955, when you got a young man who supposedly whistles at a white woman dead, and then on her deathbed she admits that never happened.
Nothing new, family. They just found some new people to go after. But I do believe, like the young ones say, they're gonna probably spin the block and want to come after black. Cause you get some who come. You see blacks getting caught up. Like, you know, didn't nobody talk about Keith Porter Jr.
Right. Who was
New Year's
shooting his gun in the air for New Year's. An agent comes out, checks him, and then claims that he shot at him.
Fact.
Now, if you got an AR, which is what they said that he had, and I'm shooting at you, I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, it should be shells over there.
And they ain't find no shells other than the ones that he shot in the air.
But you heard the key word he said. He felt threatened.
Which is always the word. Once again, the same thing with Philando Castile, who was reaching for his wallet.
Killed him in front of his
mother. No, the children's mother and his daughter.
Yeah.
And shot him because he felt some sort of way. And then the only thing they did was move the police officer somewhere else.
But you know what we can have somebody like CK go around saying, oh, you know, blacks kill more whites. And you would have whites.
When the fuck is what?
When he
hold on, bro.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Hold on. We gotta add another lump of coffee to this. This coffee cup.
Yeah, before you ain't remember something.
Who said that shit?
The young fella they took out, CK. When he talking about, you know, more blacks kill whites.
That is the insanity that they fucking talk about and the bullshit that they believe.
And they will have people soaking that up, really believing that, like, this is what's really going on. Just go by the numbers. Then, you'll hear, well, per capita. Now, why you got to go say, per capita? Per capita. No, this they talking point.
No, you can't. Okay, how many kids did they kill in Sandy Hook? 24, and that was a white boy.
Yeah.
How many people did they just had a shooting on the college campus? The white boy. At Brown University, the Ivy League school.
Yeah, but you know they're not going to admit, like, you know, they're not going to say
Columbine.
Like that. You know they're not going to say none of that.
Four kids killed 60 people in school.
They're not going to.
Minnesota.
They're not going
to. The white girl goes to a Catholic school and kills 17 people.
But see, they're not going to bring. That's not going to.
No, well, they ain't got to bring it. We are.
But I'm just saying, but that's the problem. But see, this
well,
is. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, but this is the stuff they not going to say. That, you know what they're going to point out? Oh, anytime they just think about it, when a black do something, they're gonna bring up everything he did wrong. If a white do something, a white kid, they're gonna try to justify he was a good person, he was doing this, he was doing that. That's your media.
Ooh. Ellen.
Hell no, they're not gonna touch him. No,
you know why? You know why? Because we've been taught that they off limits.
Who you think be getting extorted when do you know we extort our own people?
Man, listen.
We extort our own people. Listen. I'm talking about the movie stars. They extort them. any entertainers. Mark Wahlberg can come right up here right now and can come in the hood and have his jewelry on. He ain't got to worry about being robbed.
Because you're gonna make sure that you don't do nothing. You ain't gonna touch me.
Yeah, you don't listen.
That's like them moving over in our neighborhoods, and we know, but we can't move out there. You got to be a certain level, certain status, certain this, that, the other. You can't do that.
They're only gonna let so many of y'all move in their neighborhoods anyway. Or they gonna move.
Yep, that's that white flight we were just talking about.
Yeah, this ain't
same thing that happened in New York.
Yeah, this ain't nothing new. This is that you being told what. I think we don't want to accept what was really going on. I think that's how we don't want to accept it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
See, I'm looking at something just got sent to me talking about slave breeding plantations were the most profitable.
And that happened after 1808. So you have to remember, you had about 4 or 5 million, no more than 6 million African people that were brought over here through the Caribbean, right? Through the slave breaking process.
Yeah.
But then you grow the population to about 19 million.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? Not only do you have men who you call bucks,
right,
sleeping with women, they may not have known who these women were. They could have been sisters, mamas, whatever. Anybody that just came of age and came on her cycle, she was possible that, but you also had white men doing it too.
Yeah, but they don't want to talk about that history. See, we supposed to forget that. Why you think you can hear about police officers? They've been and raped some women and did all this.
Oh yeah, you want to get out of this ticket? You got to put it in your mouth.
They don't talk about that. How corrupted the system is.
There was one white woman that they executed in Georgia. I remember her face. I gotta remember, but because they were trying to rape her and she ended up killing one. Oh no, it's somebody she worked with, and they executed her.
But see, we supposed to let that go.
And here's the thing. Nothing. They can take down all the monuments that they want to. They can take down everything and just, we're going to close the Smithsonian Museum for Black history, whatever. They can close. You can't, the blood in the ground still speaks.
But just look at this when they compare CK to ML King.
That's because they want to have some sort of dumbass rhetoric about somebody that means something, and he doesn't.
And you see how they did that? They tried to justify it. Like we sit up here and listen, man, I'm just sitting up here. Look at Nick Fuentes, straight up racist.
Mm-hmm.
But see what it is, we have these so-called black entertainers where they can go and hang around these people and they let them come in. Because you know what it is. That's like Charlemagne when he brought Gretchen Whitmer on there. He didn't call Gretchen Whitmer to the carpet. Was you thought he was gonna have, say, a councilwoman Tanya Burns on there to dispute what Gretchen Whitmer said? You don't see none of them getting highlighted. You see the mayor getting called.
Yep, it was all about him getting ready to get paid.
Yeah, he's finna get that $200 million.
Yep, so he wasn't messing his money.
Right. See, people don't, and that's probably what he got rewarded for.
Yeah.
You're a good soldier. You didn't go against the grain. See, that's what I'm talking about. When we looking at this, even when Trevor came and said, hey, the Republican Party, in Genesee County said, look, Flint a little too dark. See,
he was telling the truth, though.
Yeah, but people they overlooked that like, no, ain't no black and white, ain't no racism here. But you know what? But this is how, but when you when you just 12 to 14% of the population, what you thought it was going to be.
Right.
Why you think you can still have a person in 2000 in the 2020s? Oh, do black kids do their homework? Are you fucking serious?
Right.
They still questioning us like this is such amazing because you had a group of people since we've been here study dogging another group of people.
Yeah, and then after you dog them and people start to do things to themselves, you act like that your system wasn't the one that caused it. So when we have this black on a phrase that they coined in the late 50s, early 60s,
right?
But you don't say black on white crime.
No.
Well, they just went into a school and just they just shot the kids up and they're fucking crazy. No, that's white on white crime.
And they're gonna try to make little Timmy out to be. This was his first time he had an acting out.
Wait
and
a minute,
knowing little Timmy been acting out.
Not Oxford. Was it Oxford that went in? You bought him a gun and the ammo to go in there and kill people. And then
Yeah.
you want to sell your son out for something that you did. Oh, well, we didn't have anything to do with the fact we didn't know he was going to take the gun to school.
It just show you how crazy the stuff that we be going through. Like I said, they had to write laws for you to know how to act civilized. Remember, we was 3/4. This is the type of mind state people go look at that and go see what you would consider. Like how you said they tried to take it out. Savages, remember they had that up in there?
Yeah.
3/4
in the Constitution.
How you gonna say a human being is 3/4?
When you got the group, and see, here's the other part for us. If you're clearly, scientifically, with proof, the oldest group of people on the planet, the first and the oldest group of people on the planet, they have to do things to you in order to categorize you as something less. And that's been the case. How the hell are you going to send Cecil Rhodes to the Congo to get rubber and cut off people's hands?
And you got the Cecil Rhodes scholar.
And you got a scholarship with his name on it.
They don't care. Just think about it when you said you took your daughter you went to her and they gonna tell you what told you don't cut up. This is for your daughter. But see, this is the stuff that we gotta do regularly. You know what I'm saying? We gotta bite our tongue because we gotta go because this was a time with America. See, they not going. That's why you go look at Stephen Miller. But what's up, Kawana Mac? But when you see the stuff, it just amazes to me when I see people trying to defend the stuff Trump doing.
And his
rhetoric.
Defending America, period.
Facts.
That's the reason why the one Muslim brother that I send you on occasion.
Oh yeah, he be talking.
Man, he be killing it. Why? Because, and I'm not saying that they were right either.
Right.
Because that's a whole nother discussion about Islamic slave trade.
Right.
All right. But when you have a group of people that say, you don't warrant being here. Yes. You don't warrant being here. We don't want your standards. It's like I got people that I know that say in certain countries, like especially in Africa, if they say they don't want a certain lifestyle there, they want to protest. You don't have the fucking right to do that. You don't have the right to go to another group of people and say, I'm going to force you to take on this alternative lifestyle that we're allowing people to live here because we said so. You're not the standard for that people.
But do you see where the hypocrisy at?
That's exactly what it is, hypocrisy.
Yeah, because look at it like this. Now, you know how they tell the other people to go back to their country?
Right.
What about when they say you see the white South Africans?
Go send them back. And they don't belong. They belong in Deutschland. They don't belong in South Africa.
But you ain't going to hear nobody from America say, talk about the whites. They not going to say, they going to tell you that is their land. How is that land when
they were invaders?
Yeah. But
this ain't the Europeans' land either because they invaders too.
And then Trump just bring some families from here, from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
50 families.
He brought them here, right?
Yeah.
Why he didn't send them back to their country?
Right. No, for what? Because
I'm not saying where they came from.
They white.
But that's the point that I'm making. See, when you looking at who they're attacking, I keep telling y'all. See, the thing is, y'all not forcing them to tell y'all the truth.
No.
That's the problem.
And see, then when you get on this show and we tell you the truth, you wanna say it's not true. That's bullshit. Everything that I'm talking about is based in fact. I promise you I can bring facts in. Yeah. I'm not talking about emotion. I'm passionate, but I'm not talking about emotional. Yeah. When we first started this, everything, I would come in with a suitcase full of fucking books, right? Yeah. And he knew that. I just ain't brought in, gotta fix the suitcase, right? And everything in there I can back up.
That's been talked about since back in the day. Since people keep acting like we have arrived. It's 2026 and we still having racial problems.
Right.
But now it's just a different crowd they coming after. And that's the point. Go back and read Pat Buchanan's book, Death of the West.
Yeah, I got to read.
Yeah, go read that when he was talking back this in the 90s.
Right.
No, B. Marie, he been talking crazy. I saw that with Elon Musk, but they no different than the ones talking crazy here.
No, that's all the same.
But see, you have people that's going along with that. I told y'all back when in 22 when Dr. Weaver was rerunning and win to take the mayor seat back, I sat up here and listened to whites on that in that fourth ward. And that fourth ward came and believed a lie that was told. Believed the lie.
And see, that's the issue. Is people believe things without doing any fact checking.
Yeah, and the owner of the club was right there when it was being said. Do you think that he cared? No, because he already had a pre-notion on what it was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He felt like, and let's just be honest, and I could be wrong on what y'all say, they look at Neely as more susceptible to whites than Dr. Weaver was. Yep. See, they don't want, y'all keep looking at when Mays got off that seat, they do not want nobody who they feel like gonna shake some shit up. No different than you seeing right now when you looking at the leaders that's being through in front of us now. I'm talking about that they picking.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That they picking. You got to look that's not going to challenge this system. Right. You're not going to get no Benjamin Crump going to get up here. You ain't going to get no. What's all them other pastors? You ain't.
Damn ambulance chaser anyway.
Yeah, they not going. Yeah, it's a hot mess right now. It just ought to be a B. Marie. Look at the people you had serving the fourth ward, to be honest with you. Would Judy come in there? This lady looked out for herself. And if you pay attention, there's probably some truth telling about to be put down over in the fourth ward because it is a heavily Hispanic community, right?
Oh, okay. Where the new building?
That Latinx.
Okay.
Do you think, listen, I'm telling you, Judy not fun. It's not fun of them Hispanics. No. Don't get it twisted.
No.
Don't get it twisted. Judy thinking, and it's a lot more who think like her.
Kawana. Sister Kawana. Okay.
Oh, no, that's the truth, Miss Matt. But look at it, though. We don't agree on nothing.
And that's the hard. And the reason why we don't agree on anything is because everybody wants to have an opinion, but nobody wants to come with facts.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody wants to come with facts. Nobody wants to come with facts. Nobody wants to come with facts. Nobody wants to study. Oh, I saw a video. That's cool. Go check the video out and then go check the facts after that.
Because this stuff you can get, the research is out here.
It's been out here.
You can go get it. Believe me, it's research out here.
And that's my thing. That's the reason why I carry a briefcase full of stuff, because I'm not talking about something I know that's coming off the top of my head. I'm talking about facts.
Yeah.
I'm talking about facts. Okay. I mean, do I want to read a passage out of this book real quick? I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
let me see if I can find the passage real quick.
It's going to probably still, and you see the issues the brother was going through back then. Ain't nothing changed.
Nothing's changed.
I think we didn't got worse. At least back then we had our own.
And we sold our own out to be sitting at the dinner table with a group of people that don't want you to sit at the table because they figure you don't belong at the table. You're supposed to stay underneath. You're supposed to serve because this is what we bought you here for, because we didn't want to do the work in order to do anything. We killed enough people, and them people didn't want to be slaves, and they ran away, and we killed them. And then we brought over somebody else that we could identify. And because we've given that away, look at the condition that we're in now.
I want to know that book you're reading, brother.
Oh, the name of this book is called The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. It's called The Fire Next Time.
You can see that clear too.
Okay. And he wrote this book in 1963.
No, Denise, you telling the truth. It said just the fact the plan for Flint is called the master plan tells it all. Just my opinion. I'm saying Flint Forest show it isn't meant for part of the east side and the north.
So let me explain how, because I sat on that committee at the very beginning. And at the very beginning of sitting on that committee, I saw that there was a group of people who had a Jewish community in New York. Same kind of mix, right? Except for they were Jewish. Going through the same thing. Had one time a small place there that was an industry. The industry goes away, and they turn around and say, how are we going to turn our city around? Okay.
Mm.
All right, Alan. You playing too much.
Nah, but that's the truth.
Bro, no, for real.
Yeah, like people be thinking I be lying when I say if you go to the immigration office, how they talk when the people coming over, how they dog the Black Americans out here. I said you wouldn't believe how they do it.
Right. So, listening to some of the rhetoric from these people that the city invited in. This is way before Neely. That the people invited in. And if y'all don't hit that like button, we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna cuss all y'all out. Get on there and press that button. Hit that
like button and that's the video off hype us up.
And as a matter of fact, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing only 100 or so viewers. Y'all need to pass this around so we can start educating other people that's in y'all circle.
I got a trick though for Tuesday.
Okay, I got you. So when they started to lay out this rhetoric about, well, this is what we did, the first question I asked was, what is the consistency of the city? Pause. They don't want that question to be asked because the constituents and the consistency of the city were all Jewish people. I said, well, this is a diverse city. We got African Americans here. We got European Americans here. We got Hispanic Americans here. And we got a few other groups of people here. Right? How is this going to work for us?
Facts.
Pause in the discussion. So the next time we had another meeting, I posed the same question.
What happened?
The third time I came up and posed the same question to the same. Now, people paid them to come here from this city in New York, near you, New York. Paid them to come here. The third time I was at the meeting, what they started to do, because I'm a school teacher, what they started to do is instead of having the meetings in the evening, started to have the meetings in the daytime when I wasn't available.
Wow. Now you see the games that they will play?
Okay. Because I'm going to hold you to the fire about this, right? Is it possible that you can add a book
segment?
We are. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a book club, or the Black Watch Book Club. That's the name of it. Just came up with it. Or if Mick wants to do that, we can do that as well. That's completely up to y'all. I'm going to let y'all vote and tell us whether you want to add a book club segment to the show. And if we want to do 2 hours, we can do 45 minutes or an hour in a book club. That's up to you.
We can figure it out. We can figure it out. Make it
but
work.
Y'all decide whether you want to do that.
I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay. Y'all make a decision, because if we can't have a book club at the library, which I still want to have an in-person book club at the library.
Hell yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah. Then y'all figure out, y'all vote today and let us know what y'all want to do. And then we can start next week.
Yeah, because it do. Like, he got a library.
Okay.
Because
first Saturday in February is the community book read. Okay. Yeah, we got that book. So she was there. They was there. Yeah, we got that book. See, I don't want to clash with that, because that's a little bit different than what I'm talking about trying to do. Mine is going to be a little bit more focused on us than it is. Not to say that book is not,
right,
but or people now. They can come in. I don't care who come in here. Everybody gonna learn. So, but you all decide what you want us to do. If you want us to do it here, we appreciate that. If y'all want us to do a part of so we can do 2 hours and then part of the time we do a book club here, no, not a problem. I'm with that.
For sure.
Okay, so.
And I'm gonna need you to be there too, brother. That's that first Saturday, if you possible, the 7th of February.
Okay, yeah. I'll
that's
be there.
My birthday.
Yep, I'll be there.
I'm thinking I'm gonna be in town, but if I'm not, I need you to be there.
Okay.
Because that Fenton Neighborhood United.
Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely be there. Who is this Judy?
The councilwoman of the 4th Ward.
Oh, okay. So. They moved the meetings to a time when I couldn't be there. The next thing I know, my position as a volunteer on the master plan so-called committee was
Mhm.
removed.
Wow.
Because I'm asking questions that I'm forcing you to answer,
And that's what you have to do.
right? So that's to be the same thing at council or whatever.
Mhm.
So here's the thing. When you go to council, get out your fucking feelings and go down there with facts.
Yeah. No, you do. But no, I do agree with you with that. But to me, them council people gotta have thick skin.
Yeah,
See, you can't get mad
that's what
when
they
people
don't.
call you out on what you done wrong.
See, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I'm a school teacher. I'm an
Mhm.
educator. It is incumbent on us as educators that we have to have a thick skin because kids may say stuff, your superintendent may say something, parents come in and say you don't like your kids and all this other dumbass shit when most of them don't do their job making sure that their kids have basic understanding when they go to school.
Mhm.
And nobody else have to have a thick. We got to have rhino hippo skin,
Mhm.
elephant skin,
Mhm.
going in every single day, fighting for children who don't have a voice.
Mhm.
Everybody else, though, can have rice paper skin, which means it's thin and you're absolved of having to serve or be served or be absolved of having to ask questions or anything else because you think it's okay for you to be able to do that, which is a bunch of bullshit. We want you to be a
Facts.
counselor. Yeah, no, I wish. Yeah. Chris, Caleb, I got your phone number. We got to talk because I don't, like I said, they not ready for where I'm coming from because it's about having facts. It's about working for people. Like I saw this new guy, new brother that's supposed to be putting his hat in the ring, and I don't care nothing about working with him or who he. I don't know who he is, but he gonna get asked questions too. Like, what makes you think and are you gonna work for people? And if you're not gonna work for people, you coming off. And we ain't waiting no year to recall his ass. You getting off of there now. Now, if I don't do it this time, once I get some other things in order in my life, which y'all know I just lost my brother and dealt with him, dealing with that stuff with him, and can get some more order in my life, then this is gonna happen. Now, that students say crazy. I think one time I had a student say some crazy stuff to me, and that was the first and last time, and that was back in the 90s. Because the crazy part is I act like they do. I talk like they talk. I act like they act. If I catch them playing sports, I go in there and help them with certain stuff. Help them with their schoolwork. So it's about taking a passionate interest in them. And sometimes it's hard because some students don't. They come in with this notion. Thank you, I appreciate that, Sister Kwan. They come in with this notion that they run shit. Well, you may run shit at your mama house, you may run shit at your daddy house, you may run shit at your grandma, but this is my space. You ain't running this shit. You ain't running nothing on here. Nothing. Damn, Brother Mark, that's crazy. So yeah, I get that. Some people get intimidated by it. I'm not ever, and I've been doing this since 94, 96. This 30 years, 32 years. I ain't playing that game and I ain't getting off of it. I had a couple students that was fussing each other after playing basketball at the Y the other day. I said, "Don't you bring that shit over here. You know what the fuck's gonna happen." And they didn't, but I had to let them know. Don't get carried away with that bullshit that y'all get in an argument and you get to swinging over here by me because I swing too. These couple of my babies. Oh, well, Miss McCants, you know we ain't going. Okay. As long as you know, as long as you remember. But no, we gotta take a hard stand with a whole lot of stuff. We got to stop taking the soft ass stance with that. If these people, right? So you're saying that this Miss Priestley sits on the KWA board, and that's got something to do with the water, right? Then why is she there? But the whole thing with this master plan was that you're going to implement and impose something on people, whether they wanted to or not. So if we look at this city, you're going to see the consolidation of things around downtown. Okay. You can see we moved the farmer's market from where it was to down here to where it is now. And we lost, and a few vendors who said they didn't like it because it's by the river, they didn't come back. But you can see that this is about consolidating power. This is about moving. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. About moving power from one position to another. Meanwhile, you leave, like I think Miss Cousin said, you leave the Latin communities and the African communities on the north side of town out. Well, that's where those council persons should be the louder voice. You're not going to leave me out and get my pie for my people. But hear what I just said. You're not going to leave me out and not get the pie for my people. Because it's about serving people. If you have a school teacher that's not serving your child, first and foremost, you make sure your child go in there knowing some shit. That teacher should be gone. If you got a preacher that y'all go to that's not serving the people and serving himself, get rid of his ass. Go somewhere else. Because we shouldn't have to be talking about warming centers in this bitter, cold ass weather. And you got all these fucking buildings here where these motherfuckers got their names on it for monuments to themselves. And then I open up and have some church members to make sure the people safe and warm. Ain't got food. That ain't serving people. And y'all keep on running to them motherfuckers. I told you your cup of bro was gonna be hot this morning.
Boiling.
Man.
No, but that's what they do, though. I keep telling you.
Right. So this is what serving people. If you want to serve God, you serve people. That's how it goes. You can't sit around, I'm serving God because I'm preaching the gospel. No, there are people out there that are freezing. They just found a young man over there by U of M.
Wow.
On either Friday or Saturday that might have had something medically go wrong. You talking about we're opening up warming centers. The church is a warming center. I didn't say go in there and preach to nobody. Don't nobody want to hear that when I'm cold and hungry.
Facts. They just worse it now. Like, but to me, it's a society when this is how you know this society, but it's not us who controlling it.
Nope.
When you heard them say, well, we got to knock them off. Remember, at one time, America didn't even want to feed their own the citizens here. Now we're gonna hold up the SNAP benefits till I get what I want. Don't nobody see nothing with this president is doing. Nothing is wrong with that.
No, that motherfucker's the biggest gangster. That dude's the biggest gangster on there. You
But
can't talk about Carleone and Sonny and all of them and the Godfather. That motherfucker is the Godfather, and he's being backed up by business and white America.
And they act like he ain't did no wrong. I didn't watch none of them, and I love when I do hear what they justify. Oh, the system is bad, but what about the political prisoners we got over there? But if you notice, it's what LBJ said. Long as I can convince the lowest one, the lowest white man that he better
than everybody else,
than that black person, he'll empty his pockets.
Yep.
And that's what you seeing. They empty their pockets. Ain't none of this stuff Trump doing is helping the people.
Nope, it's only help benefiting big business, the rich, and those. Why would you pick somebody like Elon Musk to be as part of when he has no political knowledge of anything?
And you know what they're gonna say? But just got to stop his rhetoric. If you notice, you got white people. They listen. When I heard the minister say Trump peeled back the onion of civility.
There was never civility here in the first place.
No, but that's what he did. When just think about what happened in Charlottesville when he said it's good people on both sides. How was them people good and you had a person running people over?
Right. You had somebody dragging a black man behind a truck in chains.
Yeah, but but that they don't see nothing. You don't even want to give your people here universal health care. We can't afford that, but you can still send money over here. You can send money over there.
They just sent $95 billion over to Israel.
Yeah, and I just show you the craziness. Then you don't want people to go, what you mean? So it's all right if people just drop down and die. It just show you where the mind state of these people minds at. And I'm just being honest. You can say what you want.
And y'all ain't hit that like button yet.
Yeah,
okay, look, we got about 1 or 2 more minutes.
For sure.
We need y'all to vote about whether you want to have book clubs on here starting on next week.
And put a 1 if you want a 1 in there. If you
1.
want.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. He that's gangster's paradise right there. Him and his crew.
But if you knew this is what they've been wanting. See, they don't be people forgetting about neocons.
Man, I just found out what that meant. Y'all. I was like, "Where'd neocon?
War hawks."
Yeah,
they forget about that.
Okay, so we got 2 1s, we got 3 1s.
Yeah, they forget about that when they be talking about war. Like, then don't call me this. And I'm gonna call you what you is. If you going over there knocking people off, you is what you is. When they be like, don't call me a killer, what the fuck do you think the people of them other countries think you are if you coming over there knocking down their people?
Right. And that's the thing. That's still fascism.
Yeah, and they
you can't
don't
talk about Germany and
Yeah.
you're doing the same damn thing.
Right. And you know what they're gonna say? Well, that was only one incident. One too many.
Man, you're gonna go and kidnap. But wait a minute, you ain't kidnapping, killing, you put them in a penthouse.
And look who controlling our media.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I see what you just put down, Alan. Alan on some stuff.
What happened?
Alan said, I put it up here. Did you see this right here? It said, this coming from Alan Litch. Every vaccination company CEO has a dual citizenship with Israel. And you see who coming after Candace Owens, don't you? You see who she beefing with? That's not our fight. When y'all was loving Candace Owens.
No,
she was the darling of the Republican Party when she's talking about black folks.
Yep. And so since she let her go out there and swim.
Yeah, that's her fight for CK that she want to put the truth out there.
Yeah.
On what happened. Let Candace take that fight.
See, here's the other part about that. When folks go out there, so we got 3 1s. Come on now.
Come on, we need some more 1s. Like brother gonna bring these books on here. Come on, Delgin, put a 1 in there for the family, man. So if y'all want to do the book online, doing one, do 1 hour of the show.
Yep, until we get
virtual hook. Until we can get at the
space at the library, because I don't want to clash with what other folks doing. So
okay, we got 2 more 1s. We're up to 5. We're up to 5. Now
come on, we can get 10.
Give us
at least get to 15. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, you
there we go.
Let's
we
get
6.
It out there. Come on, let's make it 20, hot damn it. Show man that you love
32 of y'all on here.
Yeah, you can
Stop playing.
Come on now. Put the 1 in there. Even if you don't like what we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, that's right. No longer speaking master language.
No,
she had to get a wake-up call. Yeah, and then she want to run back to the community. Well, here's the thing. You can run back to the community, but we don't want you.
But Candace got into some trouble down there at City Council.
Candace who?
7th Ward Councilwoman.
What'd she do? Actually spoke up like she got some damn sense.
Put her finger in Tommy's head like this and mushed her head and they said, Tommy. You know Tommy be at the FNU?
Yeah. And put their head back.
And said Tommy got her straight.
Mm-hmm.
Got her straight. Allegedly.
I broke a finger.
You got her straight. So
snapped the finger.
I said, she went down there. Okay. It looked like we finna get up to that 15.
Okay.
I'm talking about Candace Owens. Oh, yeah, Candace is no longer speaking. Oh, no. Facts. Yeah, he talking about Candace. No, she ain't speaking master language no more because she got her wake-up call. She got that, you are a Negro.
Right.
Enforcer Tommy. That's her new name. Yeah. Enforcer Tommy.
Enforcer Tommy.
Yeah, they said Candace tried to come down there and call shot and bust in on the mayor, was having a meeting. They said he came out like Drac Tripper and said, "Ladies, calm down. Don't be fighting over me." Allegedly. They said, it's not that. Yeah, you're right. You're not lying. It's not a bad idea to raise that 50K. Look, fam, we still trying to raise that 50K. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We're going to need the help. We're going to figure out things that we can do to help y'all, to help us, so we can buy a building.
Yep.
We ain't looking for the biggest building. If it's just, we looking for a building we can buy that we can go ahead for us, by us, and we can really get it going.
So let's stop talking about it and let's do it. Because if we're going to so next Sunday, no matter what, we're going to start a fund.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're going to start a fund that's going to allow us to be able to put a down payment down on the building.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to raise it.
Okay.
We raised five so far. So far when YouTube took their 30%.
Yeah.
It's nasty sapsuckers. Yeah, YouTube don't play.
No. No, they don't. They want their money.
They don't play.
It sounds like AMG. Not AMG, that song back in the day. You better have my money.
And they don't be playing.
Yeah, they played that for you.
Yeah, and that's the cash app right there too, family. That's the what's the name don't play? YouTube. They gonna get theirs.
Yeah, they gonna get theirs.
But I thank them because it's a new way they helping us. We got to get them views up for sure. No, I'm just saying because I want to do this because I want to do a panel. That's why I'm glad you're here. We need to do something, brother. I know I can put this together. We need to do a panel.
Okay.
To have maybe we get a member from the nation, a member from the more science, like. Okay. Sitting down, put something together. I know we can probably put that together when it warm up. I ain't doing nothing in the cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, facts, Miss T. We got to get these subscribers up. I will be going back live strictly through YouTube to talk to y'all. I'm gonna get y'all to get it off my Mickey's, get it off your chest I'm gonna give you like 30 minutes every other day. That will be coming back on because that's how I got the subscribers up the first time.
Yeah. So we gotta, we shouldn't be having 31 people watching. Yeah, I know this may be church time or mosque time for people or whatever, prayer time, but there should be, because only one time that I saw we had 300 viewers and that was on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, and I know this is not a easy time.
Right.
And I get that. But
right.
But we running behind the clock. And we got to get our stuff together and we got to wake up and we got to start shaking and moving for real. Because if not, we losing.
Like a big dog.
We definitely losing.
I'm just telling you, the fight be so real with these jokers. That's what I'm saying, family. We're going to bring the stuff to y'all. That's why I'm kind of glad I ain't doing that panel no more fires with the meet and greet. But because we're going to be at the meet and greets when they do meet the candidates. We're going to be there. But I can't wait now because we ain't tied to nobody.
Yep.
So we can look at both sides. That's why I was saying, family. Anybody who creating a podcast, do your thing. This ain't no honor amongst thieves here.
Right.
I saw a person from out of town talking junk when they was talking about, I said the Flint Beat looking for a reporter. I saw a person come from out of town over there hollering at the Flint Beat, like, would you do this? I'm like, do you know who the Flint Beat, who they cool with?
So since we're going to start the book club next week, right? I'm thinking about, I was going to do Destruction of Black Civilization first. Cool. We really need to do that. This is a shorter read. This is 106 pages. Mm-hmm. Destruction of Black Civilization is over 300 pages. See how quickly you can get this book called The Fire Next Time by James Baldwin. Okay. Mm-hmm. How many people we got so far?
37.
No, how many people we got that voted yes for the book club?
We got 9. I think it was like 12, almost 13.
12. We see to get 2 more.
Can we get 2 more ones?
2 more ones.
15.
Let's get to 15. But this is what we're going to start with because it's an easy read, and it won't. Yeah, it's going to inspire some things in people. Let's pay dues. How much should dues be? Okay, Miss Taya, how much should dues be? $5 a person? $10 a person.
Oh, she wants you to do it online. We can do that because I can always send you. You know what I'm saying? We can do that. We can put that together. Even if we came on, I got to send you a link or whatever. We can make that pop.
Okay.
We can make that pop. Yes, 5 per person.
5 per person. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Powernomics. But we'll come to that. But let's start with this first. Because this talks about a social construct. It helps me like that people drive truck. You a truck driver?
Yep. Yeah, truck driver.
Woo!
But you know what book we got to go over? We didn't do though. We're gonna do that after we do this book here first. The Council of Nicaea.
Oh no, that's for Tuesday.
You know,
That's Tuesday. No, that's for Tuesday for Conspiracy Tuesday.
Oh, you want to do that for Tuesday?
Yep,
Okay,
I got my copy. That one's 106 pages.
Yeah,
too.
you know, I've been
Yours
read
is different than mine.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna show you the difference when we start.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All
So
right.
when we start next Sunday,
Facts. We starting with that next.
We're starting with this book here.
But
So,
Tuesday we doing the Council of Nicaea.
The Council of Nicaea on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So this is the book we doing a fire next time on next Sunday.
Sunday.
And on Tuesday for Conspiracy Tuesday, we're gonna talk about the Council of Nicaea.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I love y'all, family. We appreciate y'all. Miss Taya. Yep, that's it. You got it. Miss Taya, be careful on the roads. If y'all make sure y'all drink water, because I was feeling some sort of way this morning. And that's the reason why I got this big ass bottle of water. I'm gonna make sure I drink it, and then I'm gonna drink another one because I know I'm dried out. Be careful if you out. Big bro, be careful if I know you gotta go do some stuff too. Let us know how to send the money for our dues. Same Cash App, right?
Cash App.
Yep. So I don't have Cash App, but I'm gonna just give him cash. Okay. James Baldwin, fire next time. You send it to
810 News Media Group. $8
810 News Media Group.
All right, Cash
family.
App.
Love y'all. Be careful. Peace.